She is the only woman ever inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame twice. But what does it truly cost to build a legend? For decades, the world saw the black chiffon, the voice that could pierce a soul, the woman who seemed to exist on a different frequency. What it didn't see were the tiny apartments, the chemical haze, the years of quiet struggle, the personal sacrifices behind the music. Stevie Nicks was born on May 26, 1948 in Phoenix, Arizona, to a family that moved constantly. Roots were a luxury she never had, but her voice remained. Her grandfather, Aaron Jess Nicks, a struggling country singer, recognized her gift at age 4, teaching her to feel music before she could even read. "She has something. Don't take it from her," he told her parents, a belief that would echo throughout her life. By high school in Arcadia, California, Stevie had decided she would sing not as a hobby, but as a life. She studied Janis Joplin and Joan Baez like sacred texts, wrote songs endlessly, and found a partner in Lindsey Buckingham, whose guitar perfectly complemented her voice. Together, they formed Buckingham Nicks, chasing a dream in San Francisco. But the music industry didn't notice. Their 1973 album vanished, leaving them scraping by, cleaning houses and waitressing, while writing songs in stolen moments. Pain and creativity intertwined. The strain tested their love, but also sharpened their art. Then, in late 1974, Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac heard their album. He needed a guitarist. Lindsey insisted they come together, or not at all. At 26, Stevie stepped through the door she had been pounding on for a decade. Fleetwood Mac was bruised and battle-worn, carrying the scars of a decade of upheaval. But with Stevie and Lindsey, the band's fragile core, the rhythm of Mick Fleetwood, John McVie, and Christine McVie was ready to become something extraordinary. Stevie Nicks and Lindsey Buckingham transformed Fleetwood Mac. Their 1975 album hit #1, and songs like Rhiannon made Stevie instantly iconic. Behind the scenes, personal lives unraveled. Stevie and Lindsey ended their romance but continued performing together, a brave and painful act. From Personal Chaos came Rumors, 1977, a masterpiece born of heartbreak. Christine wrote of her divorce, Lindsey of losing Stevie, and Stevie penned The Chain, Gold Dust Woman, and Dreams in a small studio, the latter in under an hour. The album sold 40 million copies, topped charts for 31 weeks, won a Grammy, and cemented Fleetwood Mac, though making it meant enduring relentless pain, including tensions with Lindsey and a quietly ended pregnancy that later enabled her career. By 1981, Stevie Nicks had fame and fortune, but remained deeply lonely. The end of her relationship with Lindsey left a lasting ache, and cocaine became a nightly performance aid. Her debut solo album, Belladonna, hit #1, but between 1981 and 1986, addiction began to drain her health, relationships, and creativity. Her intense, fleeting relationships, another pregnancy she chose not to keep, and a brief marriage to Kim Anderson, all amid solo success with The Wild Heart, 1983, and Rock a Little, 1985, added to her isolation. By 1986, doctors warned of permanent damage, and she entered the Betty Ford Center for 30 days, confronting her addiction and emerging sober. Sobriety brought new challenges. Prescribed Klonopin dulled her creativity for 8 years. Though physically present, her inner spark was muted, her iconic voice intact, but her songwriting stalled. After a brutal 45-day withdrawal in 1993 at 45, she slowly reclaimed herself. Melodies returned, notebooks filled, and Stevie Nicks began, in some ways, for a third time. In the 1990s, Stevie Nicks quietly reinvented herself. Street Angel, 1994, marked her reclaiming art and life, while the 1997 Fleetwood Mac reunion with Lindsey Buckingham highlighted decades of love, loss, and collaboration. Performing classics like Gold Dust Woman, The Chain, and Dreams proved her music had become part of millions of lives, far beyond her own. Loss continued to shape her life. In 2017, the death of Tom Petty, a friend and musical kindred spirit, reminded her that some grief carries a piece of oneself away with it. She dedicated a solo performance to him, singing with the intensity of someone who understood that music can hold both tribute and memory. Other losses were quieter, but no less profound. Christine McVie, Stevie's closest companion inside Fleetwood Mac, had left the band in 1998. Their friendship endured, but the physical absence was a subtle, constant ache. When Christine rejoined the band in 2014, Stevie greeted her with unfeigned warmth, proof that even after decades of turbulence, connection, loyalty, and music remained her anchor. Through triumph, addiction, heartbreak, and reconciliation, Stevie Nicks survived not by avoiding loss, but by folding it into her life and into her music. Her story is a testament to the cost of legend and the resilience required to rise again and again into the light. Having Christine McVie back in Fleetwood Mac felt to Stevie like a room missing furniture for 16 years suddenly being complete. They toured and recorded together, proving that two women in their 60s and 70s could still command arenas, defy predictions, and outlast obstacles. On November 30th, 2022, Christine died at 79 from a stroke, a sudden loss that left Stevie publicly and heartbreakingly bereft. With Christine gone and Lindsey Buckingham already out, the Fleetwood Mac of rumors fame was, in any meaningful sense, finished. Yet Stevie did not announce it. The silence of finality spoke for itself. By this point, Stevie had endured decades of survival, losses of friends, lovers, and herself, battles with addiction, and the physical and emotional toll of life on stage. And still she persisted, performing and creating. In 2020, Dreams went viral on TikTok, decades after it was written, proving that music made in pain can transcend generations. She wept, not from vanity, but from understanding that her work continued to meet people where they were. At 76, Stevie remains a living force in American culture. Her voice carries the weight of everything she has lived through: the cocaine years, the Klonopin haze, decades of touring, grief, and loss. But its texture and authority are stronger for it. When she sings Edge of 17 today, she is not performing memory. She is a woman embodying decades of life, every note a testament to survival. She sees young women at her shows, discovering Fleetwood Mac through new channels, and recognizes in them the same spark her grandfather once saw in her. She carries the memories of those she lost, not as burdens, but as evidence of a life deeply lived. Stevie has never married or had children, but her music, the decades on the road, and the millions of people who carry her songs have become her family and her legacy. She still spins in chiffon, writes in notebooks, and finds melodies from somewhere mysterious. Above all, she continues to believe that the next song could be her most important one, a stubborn, luminous belief that is perhaps her truest legacy. After all she has endured, she still creates, still performs, and still connects, proving that the story of a woman who refused to go quietly is far from finished.